This is going to hurt. Yeah, this is going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, remember, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Yeah, you don't actually hate your body enough to change it. And listen, before you come at me, yeah, I'm not telling you to hate yourself. I'm not a fan of that. But I am telling you that the level of dissatisfaction you claim to have and the level of action you're actually taking do not match. And somewhere in the gap is the truth. Because if you were genuinely, truly cannot stand where you are, you would train the days you don't feel like it. You would sort your food out. You would stop negotiating with yourself every fucking 5 minutes about whether today's a fucking write-off. You would stop finding reasons to delay and start finding ways to commit, to just get it fucking done. Instead, what I see is people who are uncomfortable with where they are, which is fucking different. Uncomfortable means it bothers you enough to fucking bitch and whine about it, but not enough to do something about it. Not enough to do something consistently difficult about it. Uncomfortable means you'd take a pill if there was a pill, or a jab. Uncomfortable means you want the result without genuinely accepting the cost. I'm not calling you weak. This is a completely normal human response. Change is hard, and your brain will protect your comfort at almost any cost. But the gap between I really want to change and I'll do whatever it fucking takes, that gap there, well, that's where most people live. So let's be honest about what I really want to change actually means for most people. It means I want to change if it's not too hard, not too inconvenient, doesn't require me to give up much. And also, I want it to start showing results quickly. And it must fit around my life without disrupting anything that I enjoy. That there is not wanting to change. That's wanting change delivered to your door by Uber Fitness, yeah? Real change costs something. It costs comfort. It costs time. It costs Saturday nights sometimes. It costs saying no to things. It costs early mornings. It costs staying in the work when you're bored and tired and it hasn't fucking paid off yet. When the cost stops feeling optional. When you genuinely decide that where you are is less acceptable than the discomfort of change. That is when you'll stop negotiating. You'll stop quitting. You'll stop having the same conversation with yourself every goddamn Monday. I remember when I first started this fitness journey. I remember looking in the mirror and absolutely being disgusted with who I was. I remember thinking that I have a history of diabetes, a history of heart problems, a history of high blood pressure in my family, and thinking, yeah, I'm gonna probably die early. I remember looking back at my diet and what was regular for me. And at that time, it was very regular for me to order takeaway. Pizza. I loved pizza. And I would easily devour the largest pizza on anyone's fucking menu. Be that Domino's, which ain't really large. Pizza Go-Go, which was one of my favorites. We didn't really fuck around too much with Papa John's because their pizza wasn't that big. But Pizza Go-Go, they did a really big fucking pizza. And I'd back one of those straight. That and dessert. With some sides. Sweets. I love sweets. Anything sweet was me. Chocolate. I talk about it a lot. Krispy Kreme donuts. A double dozen. I'd sit there and fucking eat 12. Just like that. Not a problem. Hell, I might not even bite them. I might just shove the entire thing in my fucking mouth. Be like, like fucking Homer Simpson. I remember looking at myself and I had bitch tits. I had fucking tits. I had tits bigger than some fucking women. I just remember looking at myself and thinking, what the fuck, man? Thinking, how can any woman find me attractive? And that was the day. That was the day that I started. And along this way, I went from one fucking extreme to another and I got incredibly lean. I had abs. I got told I looked amazing all the fucking time. And along the way, I lost sight of what I was doing because I didn't like where I was. So I was willing to do anything. You told me to eat tuna straight from the can. I'd do it. Funny enough, I actually did that for some of my fucking meals. Do you know what that's like? Do you know what it's like opening a can of tuna, getting a fork, and just dry ass shoveling that in your fucking mouth? And then you're chewing for fucking days, yeah? There's no mayo, none of that, no. Because I wasn't educated enough, yeah? Again, I went from one extreme to another. I wanted to change so much that I ended up, well, I don't want to disrespect people who have eating disorders, but I almost ended up with an eating disorder. It took me a lot of time to heal from that. And the funny thing is, I remember looking in the mirror and hating how I looked here. And I looked in the mirror where I'd ended up, and it wasn't that I hated how I looked. I hated the way I felt. I hated the fact that I was weak. I hated the fact that I was just always fucking hungry. I hated the fact that when my boys had Krispy Kreme donuts, I know I talk about it a lot, but I really do like them. That literally I felt like a fucking crackhead. I could smell that donut like a fucking dog. I was craving it. I was wanting it. Got to the point I couldn't be in the same room as that donut. So, again, I didn't like where I was. So, I made a change. Yeah? And right now, I'm in a comfortable place. I have the discipline where I go in the gym and I train. I train for mental health now. I train because of that dopamine. It puts me in a better mood and all that kind of good stuff. Diet, I'm comfortable. I don't hate how I look And I look, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, I'd like this a bit more, this a bit more. And, I may lean towards that, but I'm comfortable. It doesn't mean that I stop working. I've gone ahead and explained all of that very personal information about myself, because when I get people now tell me, oh, I'm fed up, I don't like the way I look, they almost get insulted when I say to them, how badly do you not like how you look? And then I have to kind of give them that story. Ask the question, if I told you to eat tuna out of a tin, would you? A lot of times, no, they wouldn't. Which means they don't want it as much. And that's okay. Own it. But just decide. Are you a bit uncomfortable and you kind of want to change, but you don't want to change too much? Or are you the person who is absolutely fed up and you will do whatever it takes to make a change? Either is okay. As I said, just own it. Just understand that that's you. But just decide. Properly decide. And then act like it.